It took me 5 years to make this video, and it is the janky version with bad sound. But I beg of you, I ask you to watch this video, all right? And then at the end, if I have told you something that you have never heard before, if I have blown your mind in a certain way, if I have connected dots unlike anyone else that you ever have, then number one, when you start to see other people say it on the internet, make sure that you told them that you heard it from me first. And then number two, support my channels. I am a person who has lots of ideas and takes them a long time to formulate. And also I'm doing all this filming and editing and stuff as a one-man army right now. So it takes me time, but this has been a 5-year process to create this video for you. All right. So watch, it's called the Zen of Alvin and the Chipmunks, where I weave together an original thought paradigm that then I'm going to do with anime and with music, with culture, with art, with your friends. Watch the video. I'll put out shorter versions of it again. But if you want to see this 5-year process, I would really appreciate it if you stuck around for 10, 11 minutes and watched this video. I present to you the Zen of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Thank you so much. Peace. Welcome, curious minds, inquisitive souls, explorers of the human experience, and lovers of art. My name is Akil Apollo Davis. This is Loud Souls, Why This Is Dope. Today we're going to dive deep into a realm where pop culture and ancient wisdom converge, revealing secrets that are seen in plain sight. I'd like to share an original mind-altering thought paradigm with you I like to call the Zen of Alvin and the Chipmunks, or the Zen of the 4 elements. In order to give you context of how I wove this thought paradigm together, let's give you some of my history. I got my bachelor's degree in theater from New York University. There, I met the originator of the Broad-Davis method of mask, Per Bra himself, and he introduced me to the concept of the 4 elements: inspiration, thinking, feeling, and will. Now, these 4 elements can be seen in the work of Michael Chekhov, watching the Balinese dance. So Per offered to train me in the mask work, and that meant going to Bali and studying the Balinese dance and the Balinese mask. My teachers are the highest grandmasters of Balinese dance of all time. No cap, straight facts. So I was blessed enough to get a lot of education and experience in Balinese dance and some of the Brahmanism. Now keep that in mind, it's going to come back later. Before that, I had the opportunity to go to Bangkok, Thailand, where I got to work at the Patchavati Theater and got some training in a special form of Thai Buddhism. After my training in Bangkok and Bali, I worked for and learned from witches in the East Village. This was in line with my Dharma already. In college, my major was theater, but I created my own minor called Ethereal Linguistics. It was the study of philosophy, psychology, sociology, mythology, to develop a language about the ethereal. Basically, how to think, how to make connections to things, how to see through the veil and make it practical language. And combining all of those things, my theater studies, alchemized with my dance background and my passion for the human experience, gives me some interesting magic goggles through which to view the world. So, it's 2007, Union Square. I'm coming out of a movie, standing in the huge lobby, and I get smashed in the face by these 3 enormous plastic statues. These guys, Alvin and the Chipmunks, like 25 feet tall. And I say out loud, "What a waste of money." As I'm staring in disgust with the money system, I start to tilt my head and my mind starts to work and weave. And I start to get flashes of things. Remember the theater studies at NYU? The 4 elements: inspiration, thinking, feeling, will. I learned that these elements are represented in the Balinese dance. The element of thinking is staccato, or sharp, or angular, and is represented in Balinese dance with the eyes. The head tilts. This is the thinking center. Feeling is legato, or soft, or flowing. And in Balinese dance, it's represented in the fingers and in the hands. Also in the Thai classical dance, which is a slower form of the hand gestures. And finally, will. Will is in the feet. You ever see a kid when they want something and they stomp their feet? You're trying to will it to happen. Your will is from your belly button down. It's in your hips and in your feet. And so in the Balinese dance, the feet do the will, where they stomp really strong, then the hands do the feeling, and then the eyes do the thinking. And then you balance these things, bum, bum, bum. And what happens is that it starts to push you up into your inspiration because it's cycling you through your thinking, feeling, and will. So I remember my theater training, and then my spiritual hula bula training kicked in. And I put the chakras on top of it, and behold, back to standing in the movie lobby. This hit me like a thunderbolt, and I thought to remember 2 things forever. It is wise to look deeper into what I have resistance to. And second, the universe is always talking to you. And she is kind enough to keep talking, even after I've chosen to willfully tune her out for a while. Now hold on, we're not done. It goes deeper. I suddenly saw it everywhere. Thinking, feeling, and will. You know that movie, The Hangover? Those three guys, thinking, feeling, and will. The dentist with the glasses, ZAC Galifianakis, I just want us to be friends.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have.
And Bradley Cooper pushing the directions. Even in the posters sometimes, they'll put it according to how it is in your body. Thinking, feeling, will. Legends of Zelda. The Triforce. Now, I don't play Legends of Zelda, but I studied the zeitgeist. The Triforce is a triangle that can be broken into 3 parts. If you get them all together, you become a god. The 3 parts are wisdom, thinking, power, will, courage, feeling. Wait, Akil. Why is courage feeling? Because the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. Star Wars said it best. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
Hate leads to suffering.
Shout out to all the racists and xenophobes. We know you're just scared. Stop being violent about it. Courage is feeling because the opposite of love is fear. The Broadway adaptation of Aladdin. If any of you've seen that. No, they couldn't do Apu, his monkey friend. They replaced him with 3 friends. One of them wears blue and his body is slender like a stick. One of them wears green and he's kind of chubby. One of them wears red and he's the jock and wants to fight. They are thinking, feeling, and will. Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin. For any of you who like anime, it's all over anime. The 3 main characters. Atamin, his eyes are blue. He is the thinker. He comes up with the plans. Eren, the main character. He has green eyes. He is the heart and the passion, the fire, which eventually turns into, well, I'm not going to spoil it. But he's the heart represented by the green eyes. He is the heart of the story. Then you have Mikasa. Mikasa wears a red scarf that she gets from Eren after she learns to activate her will to fight. And she is indeed the best fighter in the whole series. Correction, I filmed this before this. Levi is the best. She actually has a fantastic speech where you see what happens when you take your will too far in the first season. This is why we point these things out, so that we know what the subconscious story is, and we speak to your subconscious about the will. The Powerpuff Girls. Thinking, feeling, and will. Bubbles is kind of an airhead. Buttercup is the one that likes to fight, but Blossom is the will. She gets the team together. Oh yeah, but Akil, what about the 4th element, inspiration? Inspiration tends to be the crazy element or the priest element, something about the crown chakra. Did you see everything everywhere all at once? The main character, the wife, she wears red because she is the will of the story. Her husband is always seen in green and blue. He is not only the counselor and the guide, but also the heart story in it. He serves 2 duties. I'm going to do a video on that too. And finally, by the way, the Ninja Turtles go along with the chakra system. Leonardo leads. That is the thinking, the 3rd eye chakra. He is the insight. Donatello does machines. He is the inventor. That is the crown chakra. Raphael is cool but rude. He's red. He's the root chakra, the aggression. Michelangelo is a party dude. He is the 2nd chakra, the pleasure center. Now here is my thesis. Sometimes it's done on purpose. Sometimes people do it subconsciously. And that's why telling stories like this speaks to our subconscious. We are telling the story of the balance of the 4 elements in our bodies, minds, energies, and in our dimensional experience, because this is how we are built. It goes deeper. Ethereal linguistics degree kicking in. If it's in our bodies and our story, and it's in our subconscious, is it in everything? So then I look even deeper, and it almost is. Music is 4 elements. First, there's inspiration, formlessness, chaos, ether. These are represented in drones, hums, formless sounds. Next is thinking, represented in hi-hats, claps, and snaps. Feeling is represented as melody. Is the heart of the music, or it tells the emotional journey of the music. And then will. Will is the bass, drum, the rhythm, tempo, the pulse of the music. Boom, boom, boom. So if, for example, I play the thinking and will of a song, you may or may not know what that is, but it's not until I add the feeling of the music that you know what the heart of the music is. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm dressed so fresh and clean. 4 elements in music. The 4 elements are in speech. Inspiration is gibberish. Thinking is normal speech structure. Feeling is represented as vowels. A, E, I, O, U, because they are expressive. Think about it. If you like stub your toe, you don't go tss, use a vowel, ow. Will is consonants. Specifically, stop plosives. A stop plosive is where the air that is coming out of your mouth, stop, builds up, and explodes. P's, D's, T's, K's. And what I'll tell my students and people who I coach in public speaking, if you want to speak with more power, then punch your consonants. If you want to be more soft, then elongate your vowels. This is good for Shakespeare. I love to teach Shakespeare, and I love to perform Shakespeare. Sometimes in Shakespeare's writing, when the character has more will force, he'll use more consonants. Speak the speech I pray you as I pronounced it to you trippingly on the tongue. And when the character has more feeling, he'll use more vowels. You can hear the back and forth of practicality and will versus feeling in Lord Byron's monologue from Love's Labour's Lost. Oh, and I, forsooth, in love, starts with a vowel. That means it's probably going to be an emotional monologue. I that have been love's whip, a very beadle to a humorous sigh. And it goes on like that. I'll do a video about that as well. Even in your own life, if you have 2 best friends, I guarantee you, you're probably thinking, feeling, and will. And if there's a 4th one, there's a crazy one. Go anywhere on Sunday where women are having brunch, or pay attention Friday night and Saturday night between 9 and 11 p.m. You'll probably see a group of 3 women. Want to be more slender, want to be more curvy, and they want to like go to the gym more often. And if there's a 4th one, they're the crazy one. Men do this too, but in a lot of our cultural matrices, men aren't allowed to be as sensitive, so sometimes we don't do it as much, but we still do it. I'm sorry to pull the veil back to all the directors, to all the schools. Sorry to pull the veil back. I be nerding out with my friends while we're watching stuff to point it out, and they'd be like,
"Yeah, can you just let me watch it?"
Sorry to ruin your illusion, but I believe in the education of the zeitgeist. And I'm not going to be around forever. And if I'm the only one that knows this, it would be a disservice to the future to not tell you. Now, why? What are you going to do with this information? Follow me. I talk about and teach this to artists to help them improve their artistry, and to people in order to help them improve their lives. You may be feeling out of balance. You may be too much in your thinking. How do you get to your feeling and into your will? Maybe you need to open your inspiration in a safe way. Using this paradigm, my training and experience, I will be talking about this. Follow my YouTube. Sign up for my Patreon. I'm going to talk about this in anime, in music, in lyrics, visual art. I'm going to talk about it in our lives. I will be having deeper dives on this. For now, stay tuned. Look for my shorts and my videos on YouTube and my videos coming up on Patreon. Remember, you heard it from me first. The Zen of Alvin and the Chipmunks, or the Zen of the 4 Elements. I'm writing a book on it. So come along for the journey. Green pill all day. So that was the video. I'm going to, of course, re-upload this. I'm gonna cut it and edit it. I'm gonna make better versions, but I needed to get this video out first because once I start doing shorts, like I'm gonna do the Powerpuff Girls, I think first. I'm gonna watch it on this screen with you guys here, okay? I'm gonna do the Powerpuff Girls. I'm gonna do your TV shows. I'm gonna do your rap verses and everything. But every time I do the video, I'm gonna reference this video so that people know that this is the cornerstone of all the material that you're gonna see. And it's so that I can do more of this. I want to finish writing books on this. I want to share this value with you guys. I taught at university, performed at New York, and the next biggest platform that I can create is, of course, online. And so it is the channels where I can put this library and this encyclopedia that the universe has blessed me with out to you and have it be reciprocal. A spiritual profession or educational profession has to have finance. And that's under attack these days. So that's why I'm doing this, for sure. Hit me back, write in the comments and point out things that I should check out. You know, help me build a library. Let's get more clear about it. And then let's use it to tell better storytelling and also to balance out our bodies and our lives and our relationships. All right. I got another one on the spiral model. Okay, you can watch it here. All right, I'll see you soon.